Hey guys, Lost here. Time for me to review my top 5 Arma 3 mods of the month for April. Hope you guys enjoy. So starting off at number 5 is a pretty small mod, but I think it's kinda neat and something that should be added in nonetheless. This is one mod that is actually for each map, Tanoa and Altis. This mod is a dynamic tide system. With all 3 of the Arma maps surrounded by water, you would think the tides would play a bigger part, however they don't, and this mod aims to fix that. Yes, I did just say only for Altis and Tanoa, those are the only 2 maps that these mods are made for. So running this mod by itself, it will create a tide system, with the hours the tide will go up and down depending on what time of the day it is. However, the cool thing is you can actually go and change it. What's super cool about this is if you raise the level super high or super low, you can either 1, flood the map, or 2, completely drain all of the ocean and you can explore the ocean on foot. Back in the day when I played a lot of milsims with the milsim units, this is definitely a mod that we could have used which we didn't have at the time. With this being a military game, you would think that having a dynamic tide system would probably be pretty important, since the tides, as we know, can play a huge effect in when an op is planned out or how you're going to get to a certain location, especially if you are using waterways. Though this mod isn't crazy by itself, I highly recommend adding this one to your collection. At number 4, we actually have a cool retexture that are added to some vehicles that were brought in by a different mod developer. This is the Rcmp Police Pack. This mod adds in some police gear and vehicles that are kind of centered towards the Arma 3 Life community. Now realistically, I've only ever played any of the Arma 3 Life game modes or anything like that only a handful of times, so I'm not super familiar with it, but I do think these are pretty cool. Most importantly, I think the coolest part of these is the vehicles. Each vehicle has their own highly detailed light system when you activate them, so you can turn on different lights, use them for different things when you're responding to certain calls or traffic violations. There is also a police helicopter and an armored police vehicle which look pretty dope. So on this channel, I have covered a lot of different aspects for Arma 3. And with Arma 3 being a military-based game, there's a lot of different aspects of the military which I've explored as well. One thing that I have not explored in this game, or at least I only have through mods, is the police, and that's mostly because they are non-existent. Now, I'm not saying this mod is some crazy police overhaul by any means, but it brings me to this point. In some countries around the world, their military are kind of their police, which is an aspect I would like Arma to kind of take a look into in the future, the whole police, SWAT, or military police kind of thing. By the way, what you're seeing here now is just a few goofy and silly things that this mod adds in as well. Up next at number 3 is a map mod. This mod has been in development for about 3 years and has finally been put into its 0.10 version. This map is a replication of a few different parts of Afghanistan. Inside this map you will find large cities and large towns across 5 different valleys. In total, there are about 1.1 million individual objects across the entirety of the map. In Lithium there are also 2 airports to the north and to the south. There's also a military base, and inside it has its own training camp. Now, the developers of this mod created the FFAA Spanish military mod, so if you want to check out that one, it is another highly detailed mod. This map is actually named Lithium because of a certain route linking 2 provinces of Afghanistan together, in which all of the Spanish forces operated in between 2002 and 2015, which I think is a pretty cool way of them linking 2 of their projects together. Some other characteristics of this map are a large, vastly interconnected road network. There are rural areas with villages all throughout different places in the map, and there are also a few things to be discovered that were left in the dev notes that I won't say in this video. There's also a separate mod for a few different buildings to be added in to really kind of put you in that scenario, put you in that place in the world. This is a fairly detailed and good looking map, so I do recommend going and checking it out for yourself. So we are at number 2, and over the months I have reviewed a couple of different World War II mods from the Iron Front, things like that, but I have brought you another World War II mod here. This mod is called Faces of War. It is being worked on to bring a few different aspects from World War II from Europe, Africa, and the Pacific. Now, not only does it bring good quality content, but it aims to bring accurate content as well. This mod brings you the American forces, German, British, and Japanese forces, which is something you don't always get to see. It also currently comes with one map based from the Battle of Tarawa in 1943, where the United States military faced off against the Japanese Imperial Army. A little bit about the battle. About 50,000 American soldiers landed on this island against 4,000 heavily armed and heavily defended Japanese forces, all of which almost fought to the last man. It resulted in 1 Medal of Honor awarded. Now, taking a look at the virtual arsenal, we can kind of see what this mod has to offer in terms of gear and weaponry. By the way, to those who are curious, the virtual arsenal can be accessed through the main menu of Arma 3 and is not a mod. As you can see, all the textures look really nice, the colors are very nice, even the guns look really great as well. In the mod, you'll see other types of famous weaponry such as the Bar, the Browning, the Type 99, and of course the German MG42. There is also an American flamethrower which can be handheld and is currently in the mod. In terms of vehicles, there is not a whole lot quite yet. There is an American Jeep and some landing craft like you see in D-Day, but other than that, there's not a whole lot in terms of vehicles. I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but this is still an earlier version of the mod. It's not an alpha or anything, but it has been released. It looks great, and there are plans to continue to add more in the future, and I have high hopes that everything will come together. Lo and behold, we are at number 1, and I was actually reminded of this mod after somebody commented on my last video. This mod is called Advanced Train Simulator. I say reminded because I was going to put this one on last month's mod review, but due to some technical difficulties, which so many of you know I had, I lost the list and I actually forgot about it. So I found it again and put it on this month's top 5. Advanced Train Simulator not only allows you to drive and ride trains, but it also allows you to place down track and create a track of your own to drive on. Believe it or not, it actually works very well. In terms of content, this mod brings 22 different train cars you can attach and use on trains together. There's also a cable and gondola system which you can create as well. The easiest way that I have found to use this mod is to go to the map to Noah and use the train tracks that are already set up on that map. However, if there are more places you want to go with the train, you can attach other rails to the existent track and just go from there. I was actually talking to one of my friends and I said, there's a mod in Arma 3 where you can add a train. And he's like, well, why is that such a big deal? Well, because as a fan of Arma 3, I think it's a pretty cool feature that you never ever get to see. I know it's not a crazy overhaul or an awesome gear pack, but it is pretty neat. Whether you're trying to toast some material or you're riding on a passenger train, you can really just tailor this mod to whatever you want in Arma 3. So we are getting to the end here. If you have any mods you want me to check out, throw them in the comment section and I would love to check it out. It is way easier to go off of what you guys say and find great mods than trying to go pick them out of the Steam Workshop myself. Believe it or not, I actually do read almost all of the comments you guys post. Whether I do anything about them, however, is another story. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe for more content like this. By the way, I don't only just play Arma. I will see you guys later. Bad idea. I don't know.
that one. Jeez.
These guys are flayed. That's crazy.
Oh, I didn't see those guys. Whoa.
Huh. Well, we investigated the temple, like it said.